Yo, what's up guys? Joey here. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to the $400 full PC build guide. So we're breaking this video down into 3 parts. The first part is we're gonna go over the parts and the prices, and I'm gonna be showing you guys how to build the PC step by step. Then gonna be installing Windows 10, all necessary drivers that you need. And then last, we're actually gonna be playing games on this PC in real time. You know how we do it here on the channel. All right guys, let's build this thing. For our CPU, we're going with the 4-core Ryzen 3 2200G. The motherboard we're pairing it with is a GIGABYTE branded motherboard rocking the A320 chipset. So to install our CPU, we're first gonna wanna remove all these 4 screws. We're now gonna find the golden arrow on our CPU, which is located on the bottom left-hand side of it. And we're gonna match that up with the arrow on the motherboard, which is located on the top left. Lift out the lever and all the way up, line it up, and we're gonna drop it into place. And the CPU should just fall in. We don't wanna push down on the CPU because that may bend our pins. We're then going to set down the lever. So now to install our heatsink, which already has pre-applied thermal paste, no need to worry about that. We're gonna line up all 4 points with the 4 points on the motherboard. So to power the fan on our heatsink, we now have to hook it up to the CPU fan header on our motherboard. Moving on to our RAM, 8 gigs for this build. So we're gonna wanna pull back both the levers on the second row and we're gonna line it up. We're then just gonna push down and both sides should clip into place. So for our storage choices, our M.2 SSD, this is rocking 128 gigabytes. This is gonna be our main storage drive, which means this is where we're gonna be installing Windows 10. And then as far as our hard drive, we went with a WD Blue 500 gig. This is where we're gonna be storing all our games. And yeah, guys, if these storage capacities are just not enough memory for your guys' needs, you're free to bump them up to any capacity that better suits your needs. So first, we're gonna wanna undo this screw right here on the motherboard. Now we're gonna insert our drive at an angle. So for our case, guys, we went ahead and picked up a $33 case from ROSEWILL. It's rocking the micro ATX form factor. So anyways, here's some B-roll of our spray painting adventures. I tried to take apart the case as much as I fully could, but I didn't take it apart all the way because just the way the case was manufactured, it was a little difficult to take it fully apart and I got a little lazy. I went crazy with the tan color inside the case at weird angles. So the paint job is not like, it's not perfect, but it's all right. And then the outside, it was a lot more simpler because then the surfaces are all flat. Here's our case screws. So we're gonna insert the IO shield in the back side of the case, clip in all 4 sides. So when securing any motherboard into a case, you wanna first make sure that all the motherboard standoffs are lined up with our actual motherboard. This motherboard has 6 points and all the motherboard standoffs are already in the appropriate position. So I'm now going to put in the motherboard at an angle and line it up with the IO shield. I then lay the board down and line it up with the motherboard standoffs. And now we secure all 6 points. So moving on to our power supply, guys, it's a 500 watt by Thermaltake. All right guys, when spray painting anything, always do it in an open environment because this is toxic.
Joey!
Yes?
No! I can't breathe!
What? We're now gonna be securing in our hard drive. Slide it in, line up the 2 points with our case, and secure it into place. Our HD audio cable hooks up over here on our board. USB cable is gonna hook up right here. And our USB 3.0 cable hooks up right there. Now we're gonna plug in all our JFP1 cables. They're all labeled. Here is a chart to help guide you as to where they go. First, we plugged in our HDD LED cable. Right next to it, we're gonna plug in the reset switch. So now on top of HDD LED is our power LED. And the final cable next to it is our power switch. All right guys, so this case has 2 fans. We have one right here, and then we have one back there. So to have the cable management of these fans looking clean, we're gonna be using these 2 fan cables. I'll link them in the video description. So first we're gonna plug in this fan extension cable into the system fan header. So now we're gonna be connecting our fan splitter cable to the extension cable. And then we connect both of our fans into the splitter. So now we're moving on to our power supply cables, starting off with our CPU cable. So what allowed me to route the CPU cable through here, I first had to take it apart or it wouldn't fit through there. So I'm gonna put it together now. So we're gonna have the clip side facing down, make sure that it clips into place. This is our 24-pin power cable. It's gonna power the rest of the motherboard. So we're gonna want the clip on our right-hand side and it's gonna plug in into here. All right guys, so now to connect our hard drive to our motherboard, we're gonna be using one of our SATA cables. Plug one end into the hard drive and the other end into our motherboard. So now to power our hard drive, we're gonna hook up one of our power supply SATA cables, and it should look like that. Both of the cables are called SATA, so I just refer to it as SATA data and SATA power. So before we move on to the installation of our graphics card, I'm gonna first show you guys how to install RGB LED strips. So I just put one strip on the bottom of the case, and now moving to the back. So we're gonna be connecting our strip to the box, and then we need to power it with a SATA power cable. And now it's ready to go. It's that easy. You just now change the colors with this. So we've arrived at our final part, guys, our graphics card. This was originally all black from the factory, and we added some fresh paint. So we're gonna have to make room for it. Oh, so we're gonna wanna clear the second and then the third expansion slot. So our GPU is gonna have to be powered by a 8-pin power cable. So yeah, guys, just make sure you definitely plug in the power supply cable first, because if you try to plug it in when the card's already into place, the fit right here is just gonna be too tight to plug in the cable. Now we're gonna wanna pull back this lever, and we're gonna be lining up our card with the slot. I got it into place, and then we're just gonna push it in till the lever clips back up. Now let's insert our Squirtle. All right, I'm just gonna apply weight and then slide it in. But yeah, here's our finished product, our little Squirtle build. Remember guys, all the parts used in this build are linked in the video description. Be sure to turn on bell notifications for the channel so you can be alerted for when new videos drop. Okay guys, so to install Windows 10, I plugged in the flash drive, and that's how we arrived at this screen. I made a video tutorial on how to create a USB flash drive with Windows 10 loaded onto it, or you can just go ahead and buy a flash drive with it already preloaded on. I don't have a product key. I'm gonna select Windows 10 Pro. Next, right here I'm gonna select custom, so I can then pick what drive I want Windows 10 to be installed onto. I'm gonna be selecting my SSD. Next, remember we selected our SSD because that's gonna load the files quicker, so our system, Windows 10, could boot up faster. And our hard drive is reserved for the storage of our games. After this is done, it's then gonna restart the computer. So we've arrived to our desktop. The first thing we're gonna be doing is installing our motherboard drivers. So go ahead and go to the website. I'll link it in the video description, and we're gonna download our audio driver. I'm gonna save it to the desktop, and then I'm gonna go down to LAN, and I'm gonna be downloading this driver. Same thing, save as to my desktop. I'm then gonna go down to BIOS, and we're gonna be downloading the latest one, F50. Save. I am gonna show you guys how to update your BIOS. You don't have to do this, it's not required. It may or may not improve system stability, but if you're interested, I got you guys covered on that. So before we could install our drivers, we need to unpack them. So right click, extract all, extract. So then it's gonna create a new folder, which is right here, and it automatically opens it. I'm gonna do the same for the other two. All right, so now we could work with them. First one, our audio driver. No, I'll restart the computer later. And our next one is our LAN driver. I'm gonna go down to setup. Yes. Next, install. All right, finish. So now to update our BIOS, guys, we wanna go ahead and drag the file to an empty USB flash drive. We're now gonna be restarting our computer and booting up to the BIOS to update it. All right, so I'm gonna click restart, and at the same time, I'm gonna then keep clicking delete on my keyboard. So yeah, when the computer is restarting, be tapping delete, and yeah, here we are, right at our BIOS. BIOS has been reset. Please reconfigure your BIOS. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go to QFlash. We're gonna go to update BIOS. Since it's the only USB flash drive hooked up, it automatically navigates to it. I'm gonna select the updated file. Next, press to start, and it's updating our BIOS. So while our BIOS is being updated, make sure that your PC doesn't lose power, because if it does, it's then gonna corrupt the BIOS, and then the motherboard's gonna be rendered useless. You then have to send back your board to the manufacturer for repair, and that's really annoying. So as long as you don't lose power, it's all good. But don't fret, that's never happened to me. There's a first for everything. So we've installed our drivers and we've updated our BIOS. We'll delete that. Now I'm gonna make sure that our RAM is running at its rated speed. Remember, our kit's rated for 3200 megahertz. When you plug in RAM to your motherboard, it doesn't run at its rated speed. You gotta change it. So again, we wanna go to our BIOS, restart, delete. All right, so we're gonna go over to advanced memory settings. Then we're gonna go down to disabled, and we're going to click profile 1. Notice how this changed to 3200 megahertz now. Now we're gonna click save and exit, and then yes, and our RAM is now ready to go. graphics card drivers. Okay, so I'm gonna download the Radeon software. This is AMD's program that allows you to record your gameplay and automatically installs your graphics card drivers. And I'll also put a link to the drivers of the graphics card in the video description. I'm going to click Express Install. This time is wrong. It is not 1 p.m. right now. Alright guys, so graphics card drivers are done. I'm gonna just restart the computer later. I'll just put close. Now, installation of our games. So first we have to assign a drive letter to our hard drive. So I'm right clicking the start button and we're going to go over to disk management. It automatically brings up the hard drive. GPT, okay. Alright, so we're clicking our little hard drive right here, then right click, new simple volume, next, and we're gonna pick the letter G for games, next, 500 GB HDD, next, finish. Alright, so now that our hard drive has a drive letter, we can now assign stuff to it. So here's our hard drive. Now I'm gonna be using Steam as an example for you guys. So run, pick the game you're gonna install, and then right here is when we're gonna then navigate to our other drive, which is our hard drive. We wanna create a new folder. Steam library is fine, okay. Select, next, agree. The date is December 3rd, and the new season of Rainbow Six Shifting Tides is what it's titled, has just dropped, and that's where we're playing. We're playing the game at the high graphics settings
I'm a whirling
preset.
dervish, I always spoil on purpose. So surface level, don't you look behind the curtain. I'm nervous like I'm Nelly. Kelly's so evil, he not a person. What a good one consists of, I'm probably not as perfect. It's probably not my bloodline. My face lies as far as my fathers allow, but who I control where I land? I choose to be an island. I choose to pick up my pants till it all seems folly, but I guess I changed my presence in the past tense like cats. What's a bastard? Love a gas. I've had to run and pattern.
Oh man,
nothing matters.
I almost had that.
Ugly dancer, I am. Part generation violence, part of the nation, not hiding from it all till it all becomes blinding. Fly across the skies, blue turn violent, locked passage of the days, all ever I'm in. Don't feel free to chime in, rather keep you tuned out. Stick with flat drink, sipping, fizzle out route. I don't need to go your way. And take that face. Life is made of serious work. I don't need to go your way.
Let's go, Blackbeard. Oh!
Life is made of serious work. This might be the bowl of self. One need for boating schools to tell me peace is found. I find my own ground, crash my own reef. No beef, all beef. Nah, that bang bang, ski ski. So the counts down, clown caught up in his own heat. It's a lesson where you learn to shut my demons out. Nah, I'm feeding you, ain't no demon, you my homie, but I'm tweaking, bro. When you mix this and think you got business talking about my track, shut up. I went too far with that one.
Settings we're gonna be using for PUBG. How did I get that headshot? Oh! I got ambushed.
Total domination.
Please.
Your unfortunate events are my— What? You just took my off, you— There we go. Did you guys see that straight? Watch this straight. Why? Why?
Bro, you're just not good, man.
These are the settings we're going to be using for Modern Warfare 2019. You know what? Let's go silent. They won't hear us come up. Won't matter. There's a claymore right there. Camper eliminated, boys. Carry on. Always coming. what's up?
1 minute remaining.
No.
No one wins.
Our settings for Fortnite, epic. Everything else is off or low. Whoa, that was a close one.
Joey, give me a pep talk.
You want a pep talk? Oh, shit. Halo reach time, guys. These are the settings we're gonna be using. So graphics quality, there's only 2 choices. I picked original. Over now, I'm about to shut it down. Oh shoot! No! All right, guys, we're playing SWAT. That means 1 shot to the head, you're instantly dead.
Double kill, triple kill, overkill, kill, tackle, kill, tie the leader,
See the sky, see the clouds,
double kill, gain the lead,
see the day
triple
for
kill,
everything. Stop treading on that.
We won. All right, big team,
Open
king
your
of the
eyes
hill.
and see
Could I hop
everything
over
in
here or
blood.
something?
And if
Yeah.
you will be
No!
see the truth, don't hide from others. Love
Ah!
inside that alarm clock.
Oh!
I alone am 10 people on the blood. It's a physical.
double kill, kill control,
You're on the time and your death is yet to come. Open your eyes. Swear
Double
outside of
kill.
this dream will come in silence. So keep dreaming, baby. Stay woke. But keep
Hold it, hold it. Get back, you ain't want a part of this.
assault, offense, taken,
My self-hatred's on a subconscious rampage. While my naked
Oh, I stuck it.
triple kill,
falling out my page while I'm rampant. This is
triple kill,
This is sitcom TV ending.
Yes, sir. They put up a good fight. Tie, no one won.
Sky, see the clouds amongst them.
sniper spree, revenge,
In the stillness, I'm above.
double
The
kill,
city lights, you're falling in love. Still aware, you know it is true.
gain the
You
lead,
are
lost the
and this
lead,
is a clue.
revenge,
Love is forever.
game over,
Believe you gotta let go. Light as a feather, light as a feather. Lucid dreaming over Tokyo.
tie the lead, gain the lead, tie the leader, kill joy, double kill,
With the music still in your
revenge,
You're on your way to conquer your fears. In this dream of your own desire, there is someone calling your name.
Well, guys, that wraps up our benchmarks. Thanks for watching till the end. I really appreciate it. I am going to start streaming on Twitch because a lot of you guys are telling me to start a gaming channel, which I will. But for now, the quick thing to do is just I'm gonna start streaming. I'm gonna stream Halo and then Rainbow Six Siege. Twitch.tv/Joey'sLittleMind, all link in the video description. And as of right now, I have 5 followers, so let's see how much this goes up by. But yeah, guys, I'm really excited about that. That'll be cool. As far as the schedule, I don't really have one. As far as when I'll be streaming, I don't really know, but I will announce it on my Twitter and Instagram stories. So the streaming stuff aside, we're also going to be making new videos here on the channel, which I'm really excited for, as in a different environment, not within the studio. That's all I can really say about that right now. But yeah, so if you haven't yet turned on bell notifications, be sure to do so. Anyways, guys, see you guys on Twitch or in the next video. Peace.